Hello, athletes and fans of bodybuilding. Terrick with the Mr. Olympia. This is the official announcement for the competitors of the Masters Olympia in Cluj Napoca in Romania in the last week of August. I have invited for this live some of the three of the most iconic figures in our sport. I'm going to start with the promoter of the event, women's bodybuilding champion, Alina Popa. How are you, Alina?
Hey, everybody. I'm good, Terrick. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure we have a lot of questions for you. You are the organizer, so we'll have some questions for you. Also with us, one of the most iconic figures, one of my great mentors. He's the head judge of the Mr. Olympia. He'll be the head judge of the Masters Olympia. From Bev's Gym, the iconic Bev's Gym, Steve Weinberger. How are you, Steve?
How you guys doing?
Doing good. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're busy. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. And also with us, he is one of the most popular bodybuilders of all times. He's a 4-time Mr. Olympia, 3-time Arnold Classic champion, also a national champion, Jay Cutler. How are you, Jay?
Great to be on. Thank you guys for including me, and shout out to everyone out there following along.
Thank you so much. Alina, before we get the names, I don't want us to keep everybody waiting for the names. Before we get the names, I want to confirm with you. Cluj Napoca, we saw some pictures on the Masters Olympia Instagram page of the venue. It looks like to be a majestic venue. Do we have the same type of stage, the same type of backdrop as Romania Muscle Fest?
No. So the venue for Romania Muscle Fest is in Bucharest, which is the capital of Romania. It's a different city. So this is it's a beautiful, majestic arena. It is huge. Though we have a lot of concerts there. So we will build the stage and we will arrange everything there with the props and everything that's necessary for the caliber of this show.
Perfect. I'm excited. Let's get down to business. We're going to start with you, Alina Popa, women's bodybuilding. Here are the names. We have Abby Jimenez, Barbara Mujin, Cheryl Mears, Dana Schmesh, Donna Salib, Evangelina Guzman, Jacqueline Fuchs, Leah Denny, Lori Conley, Marcela Venegas, Maria Segura, Michelle Brandt, Rishana Boswell, Sylvia Mata, Tananarive Hugh, Vera Mikulkova, and Virginia Sanchez. Those are the names for the women's bodybuilding. Everybody take a screenshot. Alina, this is your category. What are some of the names that catch your eye here?
So I just wanted to say also that we will, as soon as we finish this live, we will post this on our Instagram account, Masters Olympia Official. So they will all be there available for athletes who maybe didn't see it or didn't have the time to take a screenshot. So you guys visit the Instagram page and everything will be there. So if you want to pull back that graphic, please, or I can open my own here. So we have some new names, starting with Abby Jimenez, Barbara Mujin. They actually are switching to women's bodybuilding for the first time with this show, but they have done a good competitive history with women's physique division, and they have good structures with good muscle quality and density. So there were definitely some of the ones that belong on this list. Like if we were to talk about catching eyes, of course, I'm looking and I see Donna Salib, who actually competed last year in the Olympia, who won, I think, New York Pro, if I'm not mistaken, last year. And then we have Jacqueline Fuchs, right? She's been a pro competitor for 10 years now, and she has placed. She's placed very well in I think she even won Landa's show in like 2017 or something. Leah Denny. Leah is the one who won the New York Pro a couple of years ago, I think, and she also made it to the Olympia last year. So we have all these names that that already prove that they can make it there, and they have amazing physiques. And guys, these ladies are absolutely amazing, because some of them are a little bit over 40, and they still are in really amazing shape. Um, I am talking also about. Um, ooh, can you pull that back, please? Oh, there we go. We're looking at Rishana Boswell, who's been a very good competitor. She also switched from women's physique maybe 3-4 years ago. Sylvia Mata, who competed at the Rising Phoenix. We have Virginia Sanchez, who also finished in 4th and 5th place at the Rising Phoenix. Even if they haven't made it yet to the Olympia, they are very good competitors with good size, beautiful symmetries, wonderful flowing lines. We're looking at also as so those were the names that caught my eyes, right? Donna
Perfect.
Selig, Jacqueline Fuchs, Leah Danny, Rishana Boswell, Sylvia Mata, Virginia Sanchez. We have
And,
beginners switching too from the women's physique, which are very promising.
and Rashana Boswell, I covered her on Olympia TV. She won a pro show, an open pro show, and she'll be going to the Masters. Big Steve, you know that after 40, a lot of the competitors look amazing. We've had Ronnie Coleman winning the Olympia after 40. So in the women's bodybuilding, we might just see some incredible physiques close to the 40 range, right?
Absolutely.
So
You'll see Miss Olympia quality.
absolutely. I did see Rashana Boswell there and Donna Salib, so it will be great. Okay, I'm going to move it on to the women's physique. Are you guys ready, Alina? We'll have you cover that one as well.
Sounds good.
Women's physique, we have Alida Opre, Bridget Anders, Candice Carr, Caroline Dos Santos, Heather Grace, Ivy Rain, Jennifer Taylor, Joanna Romano, Larissa De Lima, Lenore Gregson, Manuela Montero, Maria Lieberman, Natalie Thompson, Oksana Piari, Robin Mays, Stephanie Frederickson, Susan Graham, Suzanne Davis, Tanya Chartrand, and Yuta Spitzbart. What are the names that catch your attention, Alina?
Wow, it's a beautiful big name. When I saw the applicants for this division, I was like, oh my God, this is some serious quality and level of competitiveness on that stage. Of course, the first names that catch my eyes are Heather Grace. She already made it to the Olympia 4 times, I think. She got 2 third-place finishers in 16 and 17. Ivy Rain, she's one of my personal favorites. I call her the Angelina Jolie of women's physique, of bodybuilding. We have also very solid competitors like Jennifer Taylor, Oksana Piari, Tonya Chartrand. They have all obviously already made a dent in the industry. I like Caroline Alves dos Santos, that she actually made it there. She doesn't have an extensive competitive history, but I think she's very pretty with wonderful lines. A lot of these athletes have done many Masters shows, right? A lot of them have placed first or like really, really high. So they have already competed in the Masters and Open at the same time, classes in these divisions.
AJ, I have a question for you. On this lineup, we have a competitor. Her name is Ivy Rain. I think she's based in Florida. She is the 5th best competitor in the world. Would you consider her to be, the favorite going into the Masters Olympia based on her last result at the Mr. Olympia?
I mean, it has to weigh something to actually compete recently and have, the highest accolade of all the competitors. But that doesn't mean even people that have stepped away from the stage for some time, maturity is a great thing. Steve mentioned that. We've seen a big shift in all the divisions where the physique's now peaking later. Some people start later, especially with some of these master competitors. You just don't know what's going to show up. So yes, on paper, that name's going to pop out at you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't take other people lightly as far as being front runners for this contest.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, Alina Popa, are you ready for the next category?
I am ready. I've been going through all these 400 emails back and forth. I probably exchanged over 1,000 emails with all these competitor applicants. So, yep, I am ready.
All right, here we go. There's some controversy coming very soon, guys. This is the figure. We have Alyssa Carpio, Corey Morales, Dee Jackson, Dorota Ogonowska, Georgina Lona, Gina Palma, Her Young, Jennifer Reese, Jessica Baltazar, Jessica Reyes Padilla, Kim Clark, Larissa Penalosa, Martina Yabekova, Roberta Vicentainer, Shalais Shoemaker, Stella Miliani, Thais Werner, Veronica Gallego, Yelena Larina, and Zofia Biteyeva. So, Alina,
That's a great lineup.
Great lineup,
Amazing
a lot
lineup.
of great champions.
I mean, of course, when you look at this list, you cannot, like Jessica Reyes Padilla is like really jumping in front, right? In forefront. She just got second at the Olympia last year, right? And she's been competing for so long and with just amazing improvements. She has beautiful lines, a lot of density. She's just a beautiful competitor. So obviously, we are very happy to have her on that stage. But we must also look at all the other names, right? Because we have a really solid field there. We are looking at Martina Yabekova. We're looking at Thais Werner. Zulfia Biteva just came like a couple of years ago, but she's also an amazing. All of these competitors, when I look, I have seen them competing through these last few years, and they have really amazing density, amazing muscularity and conditioning. And what I find beautiful is like their lines are just so pleasant. I think that each and every one of them is a wonderful representative of the division.
Absolutely. Big Steve, I'm looking at some names here, people that have won open shows. 2 weeks ago, Dee Jackson, the third name on the list, she won the open, she won the 40 and the 50. I mean, you got the second best competitor in the world, Jessica Reyes Padilla, based on her result at the Olympia. You have Shalais Showmaker, who won a pro show last year. You have Yabekova that Alina mentioned, who has won multiple shows. This just might be the hardest category.
This is a tough class. You left out Georgina, who's been competing in the Open for a long time. This is her first time in the Masters. And also Ms. Werner. I expect her to do really well too. I mean, it's a really good lineup. It doesn't even look like a Masters lineup, honestly.
I mean, Jay, these are there's a lot of open show winners doing this show. Out of the three categories that you've mentioned, do you find figure to be possibly the hardest?
Listen, it's easy for Steve because he's got that judging eye, and there's a reason. I could also give yourself credit for that. Coming from the athlete side, we always go up there to win, right? So every single one of these people that signed up to be competitive here, we all talk about the big names, like we said, but we hope for a competitive competition, and this may be the most competitive class as more names jump out of recent success on the platforms wherever they've been competing. This is a worldwide thing now. You see names from all over the place, which is, it just shows how much the fitness and the bodybuilding and all the women's division have grown tremendously.
Awesome. Okay, without further ado, let's jump into the fitness. On the fitness, we have two competitors that made it to the top 10 of the Mr. Olympia. Here we go. Babette Mulford, Debbie Fowler, Maria Cerbelli, Marta Aguiar, Mina Paggiulati, Sally Williams, Stacy Simmons, Stephanie Jones, and Tamara Vaughn. The two competitors that have made to the top 10 of the Open Olympia are Mina Paggiulati and Tamara Vaughn. And I've had a chance to judge them at the Olympia and also cover them on Olympia TV when they won. And I would say that despite them being at the top 10 of the Olympia, there's some great names here. Marta Aguiar, Sally Williams. I mean, this is loaded, right, Alina?
It is loaded. It's there are a lot of amazing competitors, and many of them excel in the physique round. Many of them, their strong points are in the fitness routine. So this is going to absolutely be amazing to see how the mix will come and who's going to come on top in Romania in August.
Very nice. Great class. This is the fitness. Babette Mulford, Debbie Fowler, Maria Cerbelli, Marta Aguiar, Mina Paggiolati, Sally Williams, Stacy Simmons, Stephanie Jones, and Tamara Vaughn. Let's move on to the bikini. There's going to be some angry competitors that did not make it. It is not my fault. It is the fault of Steve
Leo and I were
Weinberger.
talking, and it's your fault.
I have nothing to do with this.
It has nothing
I
to
have
do with us.
nothing
It's
to do
all
with
you.
this. I'm the lowest judging man in the pole road. Steve
No, it was all
Weinberger is the head
of us.
judge.
We all had to say.
Tyler, Sandy, I have nothing to do with this. I just read the names. Here we go. Oh, we have the wellness first. Okay. Alessandra Pinheiro, Angelica Ispodinakova, Carly Thornton, Casey DeLong, Cinzia Massaro, Clarissa Sanchez, Danny Traeger, Elizabeth Williams, Flora Conti, Huda Himini, Joan Norwood, Liliana Velez Marin, Nerilde Garcia, Nicolette Burns, Oana Marinescu, Simara Walter, Sinara Santana, and Tanya Villegas. I know the wellness very well. And this is going to be just like a very competitor open wellness show. You have Alessandra Pinheiro from Brazil, who made it to the Olympia as a figure competitor. Casey DeLong has also been to the Olympia. Cinzia Massaro from Alaska, she's a highly experienced competitor. We have Danny Traeger, who also won the USA's overall. We have amazing competitors here. Alina, you know a lot of these competitors. What do you think about the wellness lineup? For a new category, we have a lot of names.
Yes, I was really impressed with the amount of the applicants for wellness and the quality of these ladies. And obviously, I know that the judges had a really hard time picking up the best of them. But I think that this line has depth and has bubbleness. And I think that it's going to be really an amazing lineup. You know, like we're looking at newcomers like Hauda Khmini, who I didn't even hear of her until I looked up her pictures and her profile, and I was surprised to see the quality of this competitor coming on our stage. We have the Romanians Oana Marinescu, who just she's switching from physique to wellness, so that we'll see how that plays out for her. And as well as, you know, together with the names that you already have mentioned, it's always interesting to see how the newcomers start to make their own path in the division and how they play along and how they weigh in that.
Big Steve, you have the Jay Cutler Classic happening this coming weekend.
Yes.
One of the greatest shows in the Northeast. This is a brand new category, fairly speaking. Do you see the numbers of wellness competitors in the NPC getting close to the bikini, surpassing some of the old categories?
They're definitely surpassing the old categories, and they're right there with bikini. Wellness is very popular. It's a great division.
Now,
huge future in this sport.
And JM one time told me, Terrick, give me 3-4 years and it will surpass bikini. Jay, you just had the Jay Cutler Desert Classic in Las Vegas. You were there watching the competitors on your podcast, one of the best podcasts in the business, Cutler Podcast on Cutler TV. You were talking about the competitors. Do you think the wellness can make a move and become more popular than bikini?
Well, I think you're seeing, like Alina says, you're getting a lot of crossover, and people that have competed in other divisions and done extremely well are now having the opportunity to have the lower leg development that fits more of the wellness category. And I'm seeing it rise. I mean, bikini is still super popular. especially with the younger generation coming in. As you know, time is your ally in this business, so you have to put in the work. And I think, we are seeing the wellness category explode, especially from the international scene, but that's starting to really take its place now in the United States amateur competitions and going into the pros. And, this weekend we expect to see some great competitors. And, like we said, we have, audience from all over the place coming to, really look at this contest as kind of like a stepping stone in order to get into the IFBB.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now for bikini. Here we go. Abby Gaetano, Aneta Soltsiak, Angela Ruccilli, Eileen Santander, Shalon Nauer, Christy Brown, Elisangela Angel, Gary Berger, Gigi Amurao, Janine Herrera, Jessica Wilson, Corinne Henich, Larissa Godoy, Marika Abado, Michelle Hurst, Nicole Gugia, Nicole Jennifer Johnson, Nucia Freitas, Patricia Lloyd, Ruth Montes, and Susan Price. I know the bikini category very well, and I recognize some competitors that have placed in the top 10 of the Olympia, have won pro shows in the open category. Jessica Wilson has won 2 shows in the open category. You have Michelle Hurst, she's won a show in the open category. Alina, there was about 500 applicants in the bikini alone. How in the world do we have so many people competing in the bikini over 40?
Well, I do believe that, with the addition of these new divisions in the last 10 years, when you open the sport for a large array of fitness enthusiasts, this can happen because basically there are a lot of people who are very passionate and very gifted, right? So then you are going to have the sport advancing more and more in age, right? Being able to be competitive and staying on stage in wonderful shape, no matter what the age is. So basically, people take care of their bodies, they have a healthy lifestyle, and you have results like this.
Very cool. This is the bikini. Some amazing names. Congratulations to all of them. Now let's move on to the guys. Jay Cutler and Big Steve will take a look at the list. And here we have, for the men's physique, this is it. Aiden Marcus, Andrea Mosti, Anton Antipov, Arya Safai, Byron Ross, Dujuan Freeman, David Odom, Everett Davis, Everton Rivera, George Brown, Harlan Taylor, Joshua Petrecki, Kenyon Leno, Kevin Reeder, Marcel Shippen, Michael Ferguson, Myron Griffin, Sharif Reed, Terrence Tail, and Youssef Jody. Big Steve, you know some of these names. This is just as tough as the figure.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys could still compete in the open. They're not, they're really not done in the open, but they're old enough to be in Masters. I mean, Anton is unbelievable. George Brown is amazing. Michael Ferguson's. I mean, there's a lot of guys. I can go through the list with all of these guys and tell you that this is going to be an amazing show. This is really top athletes.
Jay, I'm looking at this list. I think most of them have won open pro shows. What are the names of the guys that really catch your eye here?
Yeah, I mean, listen, George Brown, Ferguson. I mean, these guys, like Steve said, Antoine. I mean, you got so many names on here that, I mean, like I said, the development, in this division, look, it was fairly new, 10 years ago, right? I mean, pretty much, that's when the division launched out, and you've seen these guys, a lot of competition. This has become kind of, alongside women's bikini, the most popular amateur division in a lot of these contests. And, you're seeing some great champions that come out of this. But like Steve said, a lot of these guys are still super competitive in the open classes. So you might see people that come to do this Masters and then they're on the Olympia stage in November.
Absolutely. This is This is, in my opinion, along with the figure, the toughest class. But no further
And
ado, let's
I
go
wanted
ahead.
to say that the judges had a really tough job because we had over 60 competitors, applicants. So it was really hard to pull, just 19 or 20 out of that list, because a lot of them were just amazing athletes with a great competitive history.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Let's move on. We're going to the classic physique. Alex Cambronero, Ali Emery, Darren Charles, David Geller, Dion Harris, Eric Perkins, Esteban Smith, Greg Randall, Javier Martinez, Kelvin Hinde, Luis Garcia Martinez, Michael Perez, Olushomu Oni, Peter Scialo, Richie Chan, Ross Caesar, Shanti Mitchell, Thomas Conley, and Vladimir Markov. Jay, there's a name here which you recognize from your time. What do you have to say about this guy?
Yeah, I mean, you have Greg Rando on there. You have Darren Charles. Greg Rando's from my area. You see, Alex Carbonero. I mean, come on, what can you say about that guy? But Darren, my question is Darren going to bring the house down? It's a little different posing, but I mean, he was arguably the greatest poser we've seen. He rivaled Melvin Anthony in the open classes, and we saw him win numerous contests, and it's kind of exciting to see him back up there.
Big Steve, you know these guys well. Darren Charles, Alex
Darren
Cambronero.
Charles was the first New York pro.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, Alex is unbelievable. Greg Randall won the universe. He's actually blind, and he's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Vladimir, Peter Scalisi. I mean, this is a great, honestly, this whole lineup of the whole Masters Olympia is unbelievable. It is truly going to be a great show.
I mean, we just saw Alex Cambronero placing third at the Arnold Classic. Incredible. Darren Charles is a legend. So, Alina, congratulations. These are iconic names that we're going to see at the Masters Olympia. Okay, moving on to the 212. I wanted to start with men's bodybuilding, but Jay Cutler said, no, Terrick, leave men's bodybuilding to the end. So full disclosure here, guys. I wanted men's bodybuilding first. It was your hero, your idol that won it last. Here we go. 212 bodybuilding. Ahmed Fauzi, Anwar Ali, Bola Ojex, David Henry, Derek Farnsworth, Fernando de Almeida, Hidetawa Yamagishi, Jeff Williamson, Shijan Kian, Jim Everton, Johnny Shreve, Masoon Butt, Milton Martinez, Ricardo Duran, Ryan Walters, Steve Thayer, Wayne Williams, and Zohir Mirubi. Jay Cutler, you know these guys. You know a lot of them. Who pops in this lineup?
I mean, listen, a lot of guys here. I mean, David Henry, former Mr. Olympia, right? 212 or 202, right?
202.
202, yeah. So, I mean, you have him. I mean, Derek Farnsworth, great friend of mine, Massachusetts guy. Man, you got Masoon Butt. Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys, like Steve said. I mean, I just hate to pinpoint the names because
it's not fair to the other athletes. You're right.
There's going to be some surprises in here. And I apologize. I don't recognize some of these names because some of these foreign competitors, but these guys, like I said, you can't just sit there and say, well, this is the favorite just because we know of the name, right? I mean, there's going to be a lot of surprises, and that's what makes it so exciting, especially being in an international destination. I just great opportunity for not only the U.S. athletes to compete, but athletes all over the world.
Some of our fans, they had Hidetawa competing in the Open, but Hidetawa is coming to the 212. So that's a really nice surprise. He's an amazing competitor. He's posing, right, Steve? Hidetawa is magical on stage.
Yes. He poses to the Pride music. Remember the Pride fighting?
Yes.
That was his music, always.
So one of the icons, the best bodybuilder from Japan coming in to Romania. Alina,
the first from Japan, the first.
Alina, some of these guys in the 212. You'll not be judging. Let's lose some followers. Who's winning the 212?
Oh no,
He
you
likes putting
can't
people
put
under
that
the
on
bus,
me.
don't he?
You can't
Huh?
put that on me. I refuse.
Smart, Alina. Very smart.
Okay, Alina.
You know what I think about is Hidatada's like 3 days older than me, I think. So we both turned 50. You know, he's like the end of July. So, I mean, I see him in Vegas prepping for this. And, you know, I know there was kind of like this, oh, Jay's going to do this Masters Olympia, you know, so we're going to see the next list and see where it spills over. So.
Now, Jay, before we announce the men's bodybuilding, you made an official announcement that you're not going to compete at the Masters Olympia, but you are in tremendous shape. I mean, I talked to the full-time bodybuilder, and he said to me, Terrick, Jay has never worked so hard in his life. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes off his shirt on stage, hits a front double biceps, and scares the entire world. Is that your mindset going to Romania, even though you're not competing? Are you going to intimidate everybody there?
It's not about intimidation. I'm kind of on a mission to, you know, like I just said on Instagram, I'm my worst critic, right? So I'm trying to be my best shape I've been since I quit 10 years ago. So when I turn 50, I want to be in tremendous condition. So I'm starting a 12-week program from the time I finish this contest this weekend with Big Steve over there. It's our annual event in Massachusetts. And then I come home and I get down to business. And I'm working. I don't know. It's kind of uncharted territory, honestly, what physique I'm going to end up. I'm about 235 now. I want to end up at 235, but just an all-around different look. And I'm in great shape. I just need to be back to little Jay Cutler like status. You know what I mean? Just what people
like a leg stomp.
Yeah.
Maybe a stomp on stage in Romania.
Hey, listen,
You never know.
If Steve is calling shots, you know,
Jay Cutler to the stage, please.
Listen, you know me. I've taken my shirt off at a couple of events. I mean,
Yes, you have.
Well, it sounds like you're making promises to the Romanian fans.
Listen, I'm coming for the fans. I'm coming to support the competitors. I'm coming to support you and the organization. And, you know, I'm honored to be part of it. And I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been to Romania since I won a contest there in 2006 and Steve judged me there.
Very cool. Very cool. Great memories. Steve Weinberger and Jay Cutler in Romania, they are coming back to Romania, Cluj Napoca, one of the most majestic venues you will ever see. I know Alina Popa, she'll make that stage look incredible. We are now ready for bodybuilding. Are you ready, Alina, for bodybuilding?
Yes.
Big Steve, are you ready for open bodybuilding?
I've been waiting for this all morning.
Jay Cutler, you wanted open bodybuilding last. Are you ready?
I think everyone online has their anticipation for this.
Here we go. Freddie Smalls, Joseph Piersante, Joshua Lenartowicz, Kamal Elgarni, Ken Jackson, Logan Robson, Marek Olejnikczak, Max Charles, Michael Eli, Michael Lynn, Phil Klahar, Robert Bernica, Ron Stevens, Rusty Jeffers, Sergio Lima, Slavoj Bednar, Tony Legreen, Vincent Galanti, and Vladimir Agrinsky. That's the lineup. Alina Popa, what are the names that you see here that catch your attention?
That is a very loaded lineup, you know, and of course, you recognize the competitors that already stood out in the industry for so long, like Fred Smalls, Joshua Lenartowicz. I was really surprised when the email came in and I was like, oh my God, he's like one of my favorites. And I saw him, I think, winning in Tampa like 3 years ago. And I thought that he's absolutely phenomenal. So I was really excited when I saw him applying and the possibility and the opportunity of seeing him competing on the stage that we promote our shows. Of course, we have Kamal Elgarni, right? Applying for open now. It's absolutely amazing. Max already won, I think in 2018 he won the Romania Muscle Fest, so he already competed in Romania there. And that it's just, I'm like floored. I'm just really excited to see.
Philip Claw, he's very dangerous. Robert Bornicki's dangerous. Vladimir, I mean, honestly, not knowing these guys, there's 15 guys that can give you a lot of trouble here.
Absolutely. Jay, you have guys here, Freddie Smalls is a national champion like yourself. Well, Ken Jackson. I mean, Ron Stevens, his conditioning will be incredible. We're looking at Josh coming back on stage. This is a high quality open pro show, right? Where you see Robert Bernica is also huge arms, a former national champion, Rusty Jeffers, one of the best posers in our industry. And then you have Kamal, who's on fire, winning shows on the 212 and actually going to the open at the Masters Olympia. This is also loaded.
Yeah, it's crazy. I see Vinny Galante on here. I mean, he won
the show in Boston, in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he won the USA's in '93. I was 20 years old and went and watched him win his division out there back before they gave pro cards to, each division winner. I mean, there's just so many great guys. I mean, like Steve said, Phil Klahar, listen, he pushed Ian Valier a couple years ago at the Europa or Tampa or whatever it was. Texas. Yeah. So, I mean, you have a stellar lineup. I mean, Fred's a great performer. Kamal, I have a 212 Mr. Olympia competing in this. And like Alina said, I mean, he chose to go into the open. I know he was kind of moving towards the end. Max Charles trains at Steve's gym. I mean, you got the names are just endless, but once again, there are some hidden names in this list that are going to be definitely competition and rival some of these bigger names.
I'm really excited to see Vladimir shredded because he's a mass monster. So Vladimir Agrinsky, I want to see him shredded.
I have to say, I know most of the names, some of the names I don't know, but this is going to be an incredible showing. It's very nice to see Josh Lenartowicz, Australian bodybuilder, extremely popular, back on stage. And then, like Jay said, Phil Klahar, many people had him, battling it out to win an open show just recently. These are incredible competitors. Alina, congratulations. The Masters Olympia is turning out to be the second most exciting event of the calendar year. Jay Cutler is going there. The head judge of the Mr. Olympia, Steve Weinberger, is going there. I want to finish this with your words of as the promoter, as the organizer of the event.
Well, I really cannot contain my excitement deriving from nervousness in the beginning when I realized that I had to take into my hands and be responsible for such a big and important event. But I also want to thank everybody that came along the lines, and I know that I can count on Steve, Jay, you, Terrick, of course, Jake, Dan Solomon. Like, it is a whole team helping and pushing this event. And, my colleague in Romania, Claudius, who's really doing an excellent job with the social media and connecting the athletes on our hub. This is going to be amazing. I promise you guys that I'm going to dedicate everything I have to make this stage beautiful, to treat the athletes in the respectable and honorable and beautiful way they deserve to be treated for their hard efforts. And I know that everybody who's going to be involved in this event is going to have a wonderful, wonderful time.
Great. Fantastic. That is the promoter of the event, women's bodybuilding world champion, Alina Popa. Also with us, he is the head judge of the Mr. Olympia and the Master Olympia, Steve Weinberger. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you, guys.
And also joining us here today and joining us in Romania, four-time Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler. On behalf of the Mr. Olympia, the IFBB Pro League, and the NPC, congratulations to all the competitors, all the applicants. Our bodybuilding industry is growing. And if you're under 40 or over 40, over 50, there is a place for you to compete. Join the NPC, turn pro, and eventually attempt to go to the Olympia stage. My name is Terrick, and we'll see you next time.